Happening now, lawmakers move forward with the appointment of the county's next election commissioner. Plus, a new downtown Jamestown business cuts the ribbon.
And it's been yet another wet morning out there. Showers have been coming across the area, but a big warm-up is on the way for tomorrow. I'll tell you about it next. The news at noon starts right now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. The woman vying to be Chautauqua County's next Democratic election commissioner is one step closer to being appointed to the seat. This week, the legislature's Administrative Services Committee approved a resolution allowing Liz Torres's appointment to be voted on next week by the full lawmaking body. Torres, who is currently the deputy commissioner, would be the first Hispanic woman to hold the position. The Dunkirk native, if appointed to the spot, would make putting voters first her top priority.
My concern and priority is to the voters. I want everyone to vote, make sure everyone has an opportunity, and to make the office run well. And I just learned a lot, and I've been there for 7 years, and I am qualified to be the next election commissioner.
Now, she would replace Election Commissioner Norm Green, who is stepping down at the end of his term, which is the end of the year. Green has held the position since 1993. The full legislature is expected to vote on the appointment during next Wednesday's meeting. Well, 8 new cases of COVID-19 were reported yesterday afternoon in Chautauqua County, bringing the total number of active cases to 155. The health department says 5 of the new cases are in Dunkirk, with 1 each in Jamestown, Silver Creek, and Irving. There are currently 12 active cases among employees and 78 active cases among residents at Tanglewood Manor. 14 people associated with that outbreak have recovered. Now, as of Monday, there are also 18 people hospitalized with the virus locally. To date, 744 have recovered overall from COVID, with 13 deaths and 912 confirmed cases in total. Well, as if 2020 needed another national problem, foreign fingerprints are found in an alleged plot to confuse and intimidate U.S. voters. As John Lawrence reports, this announcement from U.S. officials comes less than 2 weeks before Election Day.
U.S. intelligence officials say there's been an attempt to disrupt the upcoming presidential election.
We have confirmed that some voter registration information has been obtained by Iran and separately by Russia.
Director of National Intelligence John Ratcliffe says the foreign actors are trying to spread falsehoods and to undermine voters' confidence in the system.
We will not tolerate foreign interference in our elections.
According to U.S. intel officials, Iran allegedly posed as the far-right group Proud Boys, sending voters intimidating emails warning, "Vote for Trump or else."
They are trying to warn the American people in real time about foreign interference in the election. And that is a real significant change in the transparency from the intelligence community versus the last major election.
This is just a little bit of mind games going on right now that we just have to fight back with equal mind games, so to speak.
FBI Director Christopher Wray says voters should remain confident in the political process.
As always, the men and women of the FBI remain committed to protecting the American people, our democracy, and the integrity of our elections. We are not going to let our guard down.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
John, thank you. The White House released a statement saying President Trump has directed federal authorities to proactively monitor and thwart any activities to influence the elections. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and the House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff put out a joint statement that denounced voter intimidation or interference efforts. Well, a downtown Jamestown business that recently opened a new location on 3rd Street celebrated the spot with a ribbon cutting this morning. The Chautauqua Soap Company, located at 14 East 3rd Street, moved to the new location in June, but because of the pandemic's gathering restrictions at the time, was unable to celebrate then. Owner Aubrey Ralston bought the company from another Jamestown resident. She says even though she opened the shop amid the pandemic, the community has been very supportive of her ideas.
Honestly, it's something that I never thought that I would do. When I was little, I always wanted to own my own little store and do something cool like this, and now I did. So kind of cutting this, been like something I always wanted to do my whole life, and now I have it. So it's pretty exciting.
The shop sells products from soaps to candles featuring diverse ingredients and scents that are all made in-house. The Chautauqua Soap Company is open from 11 to 6 Tuesday through Friday and 10 to 3 Saturdays. It's closed on Sundays and Mondays. Certainly a great little spot that's not too far from where we are here on 3rd Street. Thanks so much for joining us here for WNY News Now as we make our way towards what will be one of the last few weekends of October. Certainly feeling like fall out there. We'll check that weather here in just a minute. Good to see Rosella. Good to see Amy, Haley, Jenny, Ed. Great to see Natalie, Hector, Lori, Lisa, and Wendy. Good afternoon to all of you. Happy Thursday. We appreciate you so much for taking some time to check some local news headlines. Speaking of those headlines, let's get a check of our weather forecast now. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter joins us live with that. In Dakota, it's a pretty cool little place down there. If you get some time during lunch, you might want to stroll over and check it out.
Well, you know, I told our reporters when they covered this, we could just set a camera up in our front window in the newsroom and then just zoom it in, because that's how close it is to our downtown studios here on 3rd Street here in Jamestown. Here's a look over Lakeside Park, and the clouds are really abode today, and we've had some rain falling throughout the area. In fact, here's the radar for you, and you can see we've had rain moving through this morning. The bulk of it now is basically to the north, impacting places like Dunkirk, Fredonia, and then going out into Cattaraugus County. And this is going to continue through the afternoon, and there's going to be some breaks in it. Don't worry, it's not going to be all day rain. It's not going to be a washout, but tomorrow is really going to be the pick day of the week, and you'll see why here in a minute. 57 in town right now, 54 in Mayville, 56 Dunkirk, 63 Harbor Creek, 57 over in Erie, and Olean at this hour checking in at 54 degrees. So we're still cool, but temperatures should rebound into the 60s throughout much of the day. We did make it to 65 yesterday, so that did feel nice, and we bottomed out at 51 this morning. 80 and 21 are the record highs and lows at the airport for this day. So through the afternoon, early showers come to an end. We may see some peaks of sunshine later today, but I think the majority of the afternoon should be mostly cloudy, mild, not as breezy as it was yesterday. 65 at the lakeshore, 71 inland with a southwest wind averaging 5 to 10 miles per hour. A hot day comes up tomorrow, then more rain for the weekend, and could we see our first snowflakes by next week? I'll tell you about it in a few, Justin.
Oh, Dakota, hold your tongue. Thank you.
You're welcome.
State leaders are adjusting restrictions for COVID-19 hotspots. Under guidance discussed yesterday, to exit a red zone, an area now needs to have an infection rate less than 3% after 10 days. It's 4% in areas less populated like Chautauqua County. Now, an orange exit would require at least than 2% of an infection rate after 10 days, 3% in less populated areas. The yellow zone would need an infection rate of under 1.5% after 10 days, 2% in less populated areas around the state. Now, currently, leaders are watching New York counties along the Pennsylvania border who have seen an uptick in COVID-19 cases. Well, New York's governor says COVID-19 is affecting more than just physical health. It's also impacting people's mental health, too. The governor, during his press conference briefing yesterday, called it COVID fatigue. He says he's hearing stories of people dealing with emotional stress and anxiety as a result of the pandemic, but stressed that while people are getting tired, the virus isn't.
COVID in the early stages, I think there's almost a form of adrenaline that kicks in and you do what you have to do and you function, and that gets you through it. The adrenaline fades, and now you have this overwhelming emotional sense, and people are feeling it.
The governor now wants New Yorkers to come together to battle the fatigue. He's asking everyone to take a few minutes to call their loved ones and check in on them. Well, coming up next, the stage is set for tonight's final presidential debate. We preview what's to come in just a bit. But first, here are plans to keep our local J.C. Penney's around. That and more as WNY News Now continues.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
I'm Jason Schmidt. I'm a former felony prosecutor and a criminal defense attorney here in Chautauqua County. I've worked both sides of the system for the past 15 years. I'm the only candidate endorsed by local law enforcement. Police here in Chautauqua County, you know what's going on. Each year here in Chautauqua County, the police make about 1,000 felony arrests. In 2019, only 17.4% of those arrests resulted in felony convictions. I know how to fix the problems, and that's why I'm running for district attorney.
As a former county executive, I know exactly the challenges and opportunities that we have here in Chautauqua County. That's why I'm very proud to support P.J. Wendell for county executive. His knowledge, his experience, and his leadership are exactly what we need at this moment in time. I would ask you all to please support P.J. Wendell for county executive.
Wendell has the experience, he's got the leadership, and he's got the knowledge and ability.
One of the most important characteristics of a successful county executive is being able to surround themselves with the right people for the right situation. And that is exactly what P.J. Wendell has done. Having direct experience in county government is absolutely critical, and no one should start out as county executive with having no experience at all with county government. So P.J. Wendell brings that experience both as a long-term legislator and a former chairman of the legislature. He has my 100% support.
For the past 9 years, I've been a prosecutor right here in Chautauqua County, fighting to keep this community safe. My family lives here with me in Fredonia, and I grew up in Sherman, New York. Fighting to make sure that these communities stay safe is so very important to me. We have the highest caseload of any county in this state, and as your district attorney, I'm dedicated to making sure that each case gets handled the right way for not only the victims, but for the people that live in this county. I'm fully invested in this community, and I'm fully invested in this community's future. Vote Patrick Swanson for Chautauqua County District Attorney.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
And welcome back to WNY News Now. J.C. Penney is making progress with its financial woes. The company's CEO says the retailer hopes to break out of Chapter 11 bankruptcy before this holiday season. The business has filed a draft asset purchase agreement, which breaks down the terms of the previously announced letter of intent to sell. Now, first lien lenders are working towards finalizing negotiations. J.C. Penney is among the many retailers who have been struggling since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. This year, the retailer closed hundreds of stores nationwide. So far, the Chautauqua Mall location in Lakewood has been spared from the closures. Well, President Trump and Joe Biden get one more time to share a primetime television stage, and some changes have been made since they last met. Karen Kafa is in Nashville, Tennessee with a preview of tonight's final presidential debate.
After a chaotic clash in Cleveland.
The question Supreme is, Court Justice, radical left.
And a hospitalization with COVID-19, President Trump has rallied and rambled his way toward this final debate of 2020.
If Biden wins, your borders are gone, which means your health care is gone, the middle class is gone, your safety is gone.
This stage likely the final opportunity for him to articulate a closing argument for a second term before such a wide national audience, with voting already ongoing. Meanwhile, former Vice President Joe Biden has not let up his criticism of President Trump's handling of the pandemic.
The president knew how dangerous this virus was all the way back in January. And he hid it from the country.
Despite 2020's tumult, national polling in the presidential race has remained steady, with Biden in the lead. Biden's plan for tonight, keep things steady.
He's going to be ready to talk about his plans. He's going to be ready to talk directly to the American people about his belief that we can get through this crisis.
The Commission on Presidential Debates has made some changes for tonight, and President Trump told Fox News he wasn't thrilled.
There's nothing fair about this debate, but that's okay.
Candidates' microphones will be briefly muted while their opponent gives his 2-minute response to each of the 6 segments' initial questions, designed to minimize interruptions. In Nashville, Tennessee, I'm Karen Kifa.
Karen, thank you. First Lady Melania Trump is expected to accompany her husband to Nashville. The First Lady canceled a scheduled appearance in Pennsylvania on Tuesday due to a lingering cough. She says that nearly all of modern First Ladies have played a critical role on the campaign trail, serving to humanize their husbands and appeal to women. Now, while all of the president's children have been brainstorming battleground states, Mrs. Trump has yet to campaign for her husband this year. Trump did attend the first presidential debate in September in Ohio. Well, Apple announced its latest lineup of iPhones last week, all 5G equipped, making them the first Apple devices that can connect to the next generation high-speed wireless network. So, how does that stack up to Samsung? Mandy Gaither takes a look in today's Consumer Watch.
They're smaller, lighter, and slightly thinner than the most recent Apple devices. The iPhone 12, the iPhone 12 Pro, the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and a smaller iPhone 12 mini are a throwback to iPhone 5 models with a flat-sided design. So what's different? The camera, for one. Apple promises that its expanded night mode capabilities will boost low-light selfies or photos taken in the evening, showing better contrast and more details without needing a flash. The iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 mini feature a dual camera system on the back with wide and ultra-wide lenses, while the iPhone 12 Pro and iPhone 12 Max add a telephoto zoom lens. The smartphones are all 5G equipped. The devices will face off against another big name in the smartphone industry, Samsung. The company's latest lineup revealed in August includes the Galaxy Note 20. Samsung says the Note 20 is powered by the fastest processor in Samsung's Galaxy series and features what the company calls its best screen yet. It also works with 5G. And the Z Fold 2, the company's newest device with a foldable display. For Consumer Watch, I'm Mandy Gaither.
All right, Mandy, thank you. These smartphones are pricey, though. The standard iPhone 12 starts at $799, while the 12 Pro starts at nearly $1,000, while Samsung's Galaxy Note 20 starts just under $1,000 and around $1,300 for the Note 20 Ultra. Wow, phones are expensive and even more expensive than some computers, but it seems like we're always have them around us, right? If I can't find my iPhone, I have a problem. And, Apple's products works really well because if, say you have an Apple Watch or something, you can page your phone. Oh, look, there it is. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. You know what my favorite feature, Dakota, about the iPhone is?
What?
Taking a selfie. You want to take a selfie with me? Here we go.
Oh, I thought you meant with my phone as well.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. You take a selfie at the same time, okay? Ready?
Okay, hold on.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
There.
We'll post those to our tweeters after this.
Our tweeters, yes. So this begs the question, is the Apple fan, the biggest Apple fan in the southern tier, me, going to buy an iPhone 12? The
Probably
answer
not.
is no.
Yeah, I didn't think. You just spent a good chunk on that guy.
Yes, I have a iPhone 11. It's the standard 11. Mine's got the dual cameras
I
instead
love
of the
the
triple.
red. Talk about supporting the company's colors.
Yes, I know. It's product red, and our colors are red as well. Well, red's my favorite color.
Yeah.
So, when I bought this, I was debating either red or green, because the green is really nice, but I decided to go with the red. And, my iPhone 11, I haven't even finished paying it off yet. Shh.
tell anybody.
It's just us between us girls. So no, I mean, I'm not going to upgrade to the 12. I mean, its design kind of reverts it back to the iPhone 5, which a lot of people do like the squared design versus the curved design, which I will say the squared design is a bit easier to hold in the hand versus the curved design. But there's really not a lot of big improvements to say, oh yeah, I'm going to trade in my iPhone 11 for a 12.
Well, I got a pretty nice email from AT&T a couple days ago. And
not a product placement.
Talked about, no, not at all. I just, the phone bills are way too expensive. You got to go hit up Andy on Phone Zone here in Jamestown. He can hook you up with some really nice.
Now that is a product placement.
Yes, that's a product. If you own your phone, or even if you don't, I believe he can help you out with Boost in getting you some great coverage. He has some of the major carriers prepaid as well. We use that for our live streaming technology. It works really well. But in the last seconds before we go to weather, AT&T sent me an email saying, as a customer, they're willing to give me full price, like what I basically paid for my iPhone 10, almost like $100 less, and a benefit to get the new iPhone for nothing.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I'm thinking about doing it. I know there's probably a string in there somewhere.
Well, I mean, you have the 10, and obviously it's a couple years old, but I don't know.
It's a good phone still. I like it. Takes good pictures. Sometimes.
Well, I mean, I think if you have a 10, maybe, but I still think that's debatable. But anyway, speaking of debatable, let's talk about the weather here. And have you noticed the rainfall? This is a cool new graphic. Props to our graphics department for coming up with this. Daily rainfall over the past 3 days. Yeah, that's rain in a gutter. I'm sure a lot of you people out there are probably dealing with leaves in the gutter now. But Monday, in the gutter, but leaves in the gutter. On Monday, we gauged just about 0.11 inches of rain. Tuesday, we had the most amount of rain over the past 3 days at 0.83. And yesterday, we gauged 0.81 inches of rain. And this is all beneficial rain we need because we're still in a drought condition here. But the drought monitor is going to be updated this afternoon. So I would not be a bit surprised if they actually knock the drought back a little bit. And the chance of rain here over the next 5 days is going to be scattered pretty much until we get into next week. We see a deep upper level trough coming in here, and that is going to bring us not only cooler air once again, but a better chance for more showers as we go into next week. So here's what's coming up here. Showers are going to come to an end this afternoon. Is there going to be a lot of sunshine? Can't guarantee that. I think a few peaks are possible, but what a Friday is going to be coming up tomorrow. You're going to love Friday. I guarantee you that. There is a small chance for a shower Friday, but who cares? The majority of the day is going to be dry. And we're going to get Mo slapped back into reality. What's the matter with you? Anybody who's a Three Stooges person will know that. What's the matter with you? More showers will come our way next week along with that trough. 57 right now is a noon hour, and the dew point's at 57, so we have some fog being reported at the airport, so the visibility is down to 5 miles because of the fog. Let's take a look at the radar, and once again, the rain has been moving basically northeast. It is now impacting the northern part of the county, so right near the state line in the northwestern Pennsylvania, you're dry. The rain is likely done for you, but we're still going to be dealing with some rain in the North County going up into Erie. So if you are traveling to Buffalo today, be advised you might need to hit the windshield wipers a couple times once you hit the North County. And speaking of snow, we're close to the average date of the first snowfall. Actually, the first snowfall comes up. The average date is actually tomorrow for the average first snowfall here. Talking about snow in October, it's happened before. The snowiest October was in 1926 where we had 10 inches of snow. Will it snow this October is the big question. We're coming up to the end. There are signs with the trough next week. This is not a guarantee, but there are signs maybe Wednesday, Thursday, and maybe even going into Halloween Eve. There could be a few rain and snowflakes possible, but that's not a guarantee. That still could change. So make sure you download the WNY News Now app. These two handsome guys right here in this iPad right here. I mean, we make our forecast in-house, and we'll keep you updated as the weather situation unfolds. So zone forecast, the inland areas today, we're likely going to spike into the 60s, but I think some of these numbers might be overdone. It's going to depend on if we can get the sunshine to peak out, but otherwise, a mild day, and otherwise, the rain will come to an end. How about the future? There it is. Maybe. We'll try it again. There it is. Here comes the next 7 days of your life that are brought to you by 42 Degrees and Sunny. The record high for tomorrow is 80. Don't think we'll hit it, but we put it in there anyway. How about Saturday? 47 lone degrees. Chance for a shower in the morning, otherwise afternoon clearing. 50 on Sunday, and then a better chance for rain Monday and Tuesday and next week, and then temperatures start to fall back again by the middle of next week. We will take a break and be right back. Oh, geez.
I love it.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
First Defense Weather is sponsored by 42 Degrees and Sunny, smokin' deals on smoking accessories. Learn more at 42degreesandsunny.com. That's 42degreesandsunny.com.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
I'm Jason Schmidt. I'm a former felony prosecutor and a criminal defense attorney here in Chautauqua County. Each year here in Chautauqua County, the police make about 1,000 felony arrests. In 2019, only 17.4% of those arrests resulted in felony convictions. It means that in less than 2 out of 10 serious crimes, the victims of those cases receive justice. 17.4% is not a number that's acceptable for me and my family. It certainly isn't good enough for yours.
Hi, I'm George Borrello, and I'm proud to serve as your senator for New York's 57th Senate District. In fact, in my first year, I've passed many pieces of legislation as well as helping people and businesses in these challenging times. From fighting for a safe, common-sense reopening of our state's economy during the COVID-19 pandemic, to continuing the push for the repeal of the state's flawed criminal justice changes, which have made us all less safe, I am working hard for you every day as your state senator. Your vote will help me continue my mission to boost New York's economy, struggling from the COVID shutdown, and for small businesses not just to survive, but thrive. I will also continue to hold the government accountable by reviewing policies that led to the tragic nursing home deaths statewide. I am proud to represent our beautifully diverse region, and I will be honored to have your vote on Tuesday, November 3rd, so that I can continue my work fighting for you. It's not about rhetoric, it's about results.
Paid for by Borrello for Senate.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Well, the squirrels are gathering acorns outside your window right now, and they probably have a pretty good idea because it's National Nut Day. It means all you have a built-in excuse to go nuts for some nuts. You can do it without guilt, as most nuts are actually rich in vitamins, proteins, and unsaturated fats. Those are the good kind of fats that can actually help you lower your risk for heart disease. Almonds and walnuts have been scientifically shown to lower LDL cholesterol levels in your body. To enjoy the most benefits from your nuts, nutritionists say you should always eat them raw. And if you really... If you really like to double down, you can eat some nuts while watching Nuts, starring Barbara Streisand and Richard DeFruss, and hoping these nuts run for president again. You like that, Dakota?
No.
You don't like these nuts?
Well, that was a
Happy Nut Day!
Well, that was a political nomination back in 2016, wasn't it?
These nuts?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was real, wasn't it? That wasn't like a fake thing.
No, I think people actually wrote it in. There was like a big push. These nuts is what they wrote in.
Well, I
you
think
can do it again this year if you want.
Yeah, I mean,
No
I think
one's
this
stopping.
year would work out a lot better because we do have 2 nuts running
right, yeah.
for president. Sorry for anybody who I may have offended.
We talked about this yesterday about our political and how we like try to keep it out, but it's that I want to real quick before we go talk more about the selfie that we took. Isn't it? It's a pretty good looking selfie, I think. I might make that my my new profile pic.
Well, you can barely see me back there.
Oh, well, no, you can see you right in the screen. Oh, I see up in the corner.
Yeah.
That's not where. And you know what's amazing if you think about it? Technology has changed so much. If you 10 years ago, we wouldn't be able to switch it like we did and get it up there. I mean, I texted our producer the photo, and here it is.
Right.
Pretty cool. So, but
and I mean,
happy Net Day.
Well, I mean, just be thankful that it worked.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes when you do things like on the fly, sometimes it's just
It just don't work. It doesn't work. It hates us. Yeah. No, I hear you.
Because it's like, it has a routine, and then you go and break that routine by adding something else in there, and it's like, well.
And then it says, suck on these nuts. That's what it says to us. Dakota's done. That's it for us today. I'm done. Have a great day, everyone. We're back tomorrow with our TGIF edition and our Pet of the Week segment. We meet a pretty cool cat. Hope to see you then.